What's up, everybody? This is Jay. Welcome to another Night Talk, Mo Talk. We're going to talk about George Floyd. The trial is over. The verdict has been handed down, and Derek Chauvin has been found guilty on all charges. Now, we're going to talk about the case. We're going to talk about what that means, and I'm also give people the chance to come up live and also express their opinions. I don't want any trolls or anything like that in the chat. I know that's a little out of my control, but if I do see it, I am going to put you out, okay? We ain't got time for that nonsense. Somebody was already in here talking about that they're a Nazi or whatever. You're not going to get that type of attention up in here. If that's what you're looking for, you need to go find another show to watch, another place to troll, because this ain't the spot for you. Okay, before I get into it, I'm gonna read a couple comments, and then I'm gonna read what's going on, tell you what I think about it. We get into it. Had to get a little act right juice. Osborne Carter, what's up, brother? How you doing? Sally Ann, hey, what's up? One Journey, glad to have you as always. Appreciate you coming on through. Ill Woods, my brother Ill Woods, what's good with you, man? I'm glad you came through as always. Whitney, hey, Whitney, how you doing? I'm glad you're here. Make sure I know you got it handled, but got to keep an eye on these trolls. Hey, Sheena, what's good, sis? How you doing? How your little ones doing? Hey, I'm glad we gonna take care of that, man. I just put them out my damn self, so. Hey, Coco, how you doing? Appreciate you coming through. Big Ben, what's up, brother Ben? I ain't seen you in a few shows. I'm glad you came through. Appreciate you as always. All right. Let's see. Young Slim, what's up, man? I told you. I think that they gonna put him away. I'm glad they did. And as they see, ain't nobody rioting and acting crazy. That only happens when you don't do the right thing. And I mean society. When society doesn't do the right thing, that's when people get upset and do stuff like that. Then they want to point the fingers and stuff. I know you didn't say this. I'm just saying this. This ain't something that you said. So let me make that clear. But sometimes people like to say, oh, well, they riot or loot or this or that. That's because that injustice was occurring. People wasn't doing that just to do it. It's the only way to get attention, to bring attention to injustice in the world. I mean, of course, you know that as well as many other people. So, and yes, it is a monumental day because he was actually found guilty for murder, and it wasn't in the first degree, but nevertheless, other cops testified in this trial against him, saying that what he did was not proper procedure, and that he broke the rules and violated. And when you come up against a violation, you're going to have to get handled, whether it's in the streets or on the law. So you're right. We still have the sentencing and the possible appeal. Now, this judge has already shown that he's kind of trying to be lenient as much as possible, even trying to say that Maxine Waters could have possibly caused problems for this trial and maybe a mistrial, which is outrageous. Nevertheless, he tried to throw out one of the previous charges that he was charged with, that the jury wanted to charge him, but then they had to bring it back because it was proven that he didn't have the authority to do so. So don't be surprised if this judge tries to give him a lesser sentence than what is deserved. Now, I believe his charge is like 12 years or so is what he should receive for the crimes that he was convicted of. Had he had been a previous felon, he could have got up to 40 years, which means that the judge will probably try to give him like 5 years. If he does get the full 12, he would probably get out in 6 to maybe 9. But his life would totally be different. He tried to get some charges removed so that he can get federal time where he could be protected. He even tried to cop a plea just to get that, but it was thrown out. So, you know, hey, the people outside was ready to go, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them because, you know, it's been shown time and time again that justice hasn't been served. And so when justice was served, people didn't have to do what needed to be done. Yeah, you're right. We got to wait till August for the other cops. And then, of course, they already have another case that we're going to have to deal with coming up. And we'll see how that turns out. You know, thank God that the jury did the right thing. You're right. Because it doesn't always happen. And it didn't take them a long time either. Sometimes they taken weeks or whatever to figure out what was obvious. So we'll see what happens. The other cops definitely should go. And the worst part about it, a lot of people may not notice, Derek Chauvin was a training officer. Imagine how much bad training he provided. And the same for this officer that killed, what's his name? I can't think of his name offhand right now. Just a couple days ago when she yelled taser, taser, and then shot him with a damn gun. Talking about some taser, taser. She been on the force 27 years. How can you be doing a job for 27 years and you still don't know what the hell you doing? Huh? 27 years? She wasn't a rookie, and she was a training officer. What was his name? Dante, right? You're a training officer. Yeah, Dante. And you don't know what the hell you're doing. You've been doing a job for 27 years. How can you do a job for 27 years and still don't know what the hell you're doing? Talking about, I thought it was a gun, a taser. So in 27 years, you still don't know the difference between a gun and a taser, and you're supposed to be walking around training people as a cop? This just don't make no damn sense, man. This don't make no damn sense. 27 years. I've had jobs for just, you know, a couple years, and I knew what the hell I was doing. You got the 13-year-old kid in Chicago killed. The officer tried to say he had a gun, and time and time again. And that's why you definitely should watch. Let me pull this up. This is True Justice. I got it saved on my DVR. I've seen it a couple times. So yeah, it's crazy, Sally. A training officer. This is who you choose to train people. Both of them don't know what the hell they doing. I'm gonna show you this because, of course, if you all are new to the channel, I do reviews for movies and everything and TV shows. So I always like to give a little something for people to watch, a little homework, that is definitely good. But sometimes stuff ain't good, and I give it my review. But now, to everybody that's familiar with the show, let me show you the difference. I mean, let me give you a recommendation to watch that is excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent all the way around. They made a movie with Jamie Foxx and Michael B. Jordan, okay? And it's called Just Mercy, which is also very good. But the character that Michael B. Jordan plays, the actor, Brian Stevenson, he's still alive today. And he's making a museum and other things, and he still has the Equal Justice Initiative going in Alabama. But this movie, of course, Just Mercy, is very good. You should check this out. It's about Brian Stevenson when he was young, played by Michael B. Jordan, and he was working to free a wrongfully convicted death row prisoner who was Jamie Foxx for a crime he didn't commit. And I mean, it's deep. It's really good. And it's a true story. But after the movie, a lot of times they play True Justice. Now they played it again just recently. I wasn't able, and they only played it once. Normally on cable, they play stuff 2, 3 times, 10 times, and like if you watching something, you can go on mine. I got AT&T Uverse. I love AT&T Uverse. I can press info, and then it'll pull up the next show times. I don't know how everybody else's cable works, but I can see what channel it's going to be on and the times, and then I can set my DVR to record it. The last time that this played, it was only on one time. It wasn't on again later in the day. It wasn't on, it was one time. And this time it was on a couple days ago. It was only on one time. But anyway, I recorded. I missed like the first 15 minutes because I wanted to play it on movie night or something. But anyway, damn, I just watched it again today. It is really good. It's called True Justice. And let me pull it up. And it is really good. And there it is. Brian Stevenson's Fight for Equality. I had to give this at least an 8 as well. It's damn near a 9. I give it a 9 just to how powerful it is and everything. But just to see all the things that people have to go through and fight and continue in the trial. Right behind him in these jars is soil. That's soil in the jars from locations where black men were lynched. And it's floor to ceiling, the whole length of the wall, and then some. Okay. And I mean, it's very powerful. It talks about how, and he breaks it down in one video about why and how we're in this situation, and how policing basically comes because Reconstruction failed after slavery, and how they began to do that to have mob justice. And then they decided, okay, well, let's not have mob justice. Let's do it the right way and take it into court. And it basically began the same thing. And also it's about, you know, Jim Crow and trying to keep people from education and opportunities and everything. And so we're still dealing with this today. We never came to reckon with slavery in this country and what was done to the Native Americans. And that's how we're in this situation today. And, you know, it's just really, really crazy. So great movie. Yeah, it was a great movie. This is a great documentary. I really like documentaries. I know a lot of people say they don't like documentaries. They think it's boring, but I like to learn information. I like information. I don't need to be, that's entertaining to me. I don't need, you know, other things to be entertaining all the time. And I think that's one problem that we have as a people, is we need to be overly entertained all the time. And we should look at, you know, learning things more as information. So anyway, we have to get into that. And also these laws. He even breaks down why people, they made up all these crazy laws as an excuse to lock up black people. If 6 people is standing together after midnight, that's a crime. After dark, it's a crime. Or, you know, you do all kind of crazy stuff. And then that still goes on today. Like the reason to pull somebody over because they have an air freshener hanging from their window, their rear view mirror, an air freshener. Why are air fresheners being sold in that state if it's illegal? I mean, if it's such a crime, if it's so dangerous, why are they being sold legally then? Why is it? It's all an excuse to pull somebody over and harass them, to put fear in a person's heart, because you have to have probable cause. That's the law. So you got to make up any kind of random, stupid laws just to pull them over now, and then you're justified as in saying, well, I got probable cause. He had an air freshener. He didn't want to stink while driving. Pull his ass over. He can't see. I mean, that little air freshener, that was blocking and obstructing his vision. Driving. We need to pull him over. It's stupid. Stupid. And it's all part of that same system. So, we all gotta continue this fight. And the big thing that's going on today is that so much is on videotape. So much is on video. Had this not have been on video, what happened to George Floyd, he would have never been arrested. He would have never been reprimanded. And that's the thing, it's crazy. Hey, Dizzyville, I appreciate sharing this with us. You said you visited the Equal Justice Memorial. It touched my soul. So many of our people were lynched over the years, and it still continues. Where will it stop? Hey, that's a great point. He has built a memorial, and I haven't seen it, but I want to see it. It is a very interesting site. He has built a museum with 4 different parts to it. It's talking about slavery, Reconstruction, Jim Crow, and mass incarceration. I mean, he really is a very intelligent brother, breaks it all down. You definitely have to see Just Mercy. Very good. Jamie Foxx is a very talented person. And so is Michael B. Jordan. And I mean, Jamie Foxx, you would not even know that was Jamie Foxx. He really becomes that guy, McMillan, Walter McMillan, and is really, really good. And Dizzy, I agree with you, man. We have to be informed so that we know the fight. You have people out here like the Officer Tatum, who has no idea what he's talking about. He lives in Arizona. He's married to a white woman. Not to say that it's wrong to be married to a white woman, but he is totally disassociated with reality. That's the problem. It's white people that understand and support and are against injustice as well, and that's fine. And I don't know what his wife is doing or not doing, so I don't like to comment on things I don't know. But I do know what he says and what he acts and says on YouTube, and it is wrong. And he tries to say, well, the person shouldn't have ran or this or that. He was a patrol foot cop for a few years, and he figures he knows what he's talking about, this, that, and the other. And everybody's entitled to their opinion, but when you say a lot of things without the proper context or the proper historical accuracy, then you lead people astray, and you make people who have these racist feelings or thoughts, you make them feel as if they're right, because now, hey, even a black man agrees and says that black people are more violent. Or, hey, Dante Wright shouldn't have tried to run. I mean, that's what happens. No, that's not what happens. He should have not tried to run, but if he did, that would have garnered extra charges, not the death penalty. And why would she feel the need to tase him? And then he could have gotten the car and then lost control and hit somebody. She was not in danger. Her life wasn't in danger. The same thing why, you silly Montana, the same reason why Derek Chauvin kept his knee on the man's neck who was unconscious, clearly unconscious, and you still would not do it. You still would not do it. You still wouldn't leave him alone. Get up off of him. Like, what was the threat then? Why were you doing? Talking about you have to control him. I had to control him. It's all a situation and a mindset of control a black suspect. But a white suspect, it doesn't have to be controlled. Even when they are murderers, and have weapons. This is another thing. These people keep getting killed and they're unarmed for crimes that are misdemeanors. You needed to tase him for a damn what? Air freshener? That's a misdemeanor? A ticket? George Floyd had a fake $20 bill. You got to control that? That's a ticket at most. So, it's crazy. We have to look at police in a totally different way. I know a lot of people want to dismantle the whole system, and I get it. The system was from the beginning not built to patrol and police everyone the same. I don't think it's possible to dismantle the whole thing and rebuild it, but we definitely need a reform from top to bottom. And all of this officer warrior cop, that's a book you all should check, The Rise of the Warrior Cop. I mean, that is deep right there. And it's about a guy that was in the military, and I think he was a cop. And he speaks on how the police are getting more and more militarized with all of this equipment from the war in Afghanistan and Iraq. And now they feel that they are at war with the communities that they police in, that they go into battle. I mean, if you dress up like you at war and you have weapons that make you feel like you in a war, then you can't be surprised if they start to act like it. When the truth of the matter is, you're not in a war. You're a civilian, and you're policing people that are civilians. I mean, this is crazy, and it's very unfortunate, but it is what it is. But that doesn't mean it has to stay that way. It is what it is. The bad cops, it's a few bad hombres. The bad hombres, you got to put up a wall. Can't go around the wall. It goes up, doesn't go down. Can't go around. We got to make sure we keep them out. Lock her up. Lock her up. Crazy. I wonder what he would say. I don't know. It was good people on both sides. It was good people. One person was good with the knee on the neck on that side. The other one was on the floor dying on his side. They were both good. They were good people on both sides. They meant well. You can't just make a decision like that. You have to be careful. It's a slippery, slippery slope. That's why I got my hair in the slope, because it's slippery. You never know which way to slide. Anyway, we have a problem. I'm going to read it up about this. People, we gotta, man, not let up. We gotta make sure that this type of stuff never happens again. We got the video footage because everybody got a phone, which means everyone got a video camera or can take pictures. And we got to make sure that we don't allow this type of stuff to happen. We can't continue to live in fear. My whole life driving, whenever the cops would get behind me, I would get nervous. I ain't gonna lie. I always felt if a cop was behind me, I'm about to get pulled over. That's why I had, after a couple years, every car that I had. So since I was 18 or 19, every vehicle I've had limo tent on my car, tinted windows. Now they try to say you ain't supposed to have tinted windows here or there in the front of your car or whatever. I never get the front windshield, but I've always had tinted windows so that you're not pulling me over based on you seeing me. You're going to have to pull me over for another reason. You damn sure ain't going to see no damn air freshener in my car. You're not going to see anything. So you need to pull me over for a real reason. You know, I'm speeding. I'm, not making something happen right, driving improperly or something. But that's what you're going to have to pull me over. And I'll tell you this, I've gotten pulled over, I think, twice for tinted windows. But they let me off one time. The other time they gave me a ticket. And I stopped getting pulled over as much after I did that. Before I started getting tinted windows, I probably got pulled over about 15, 16 times. So, I don't know. You got to be careful, man. Get them tinted windows or whatever, and maybe you don't get pulled over as much. Who knows? Just Z, what's good, Z? How you doing? Appreciate you coming through. Dizzyville, did you see the look on Chauvin's face when he was found guilty? His eyes were shifting back and forth in disbelief. He thought he was getting off. He gonna be getting off, all right. He gonna be getting off with Bubba. His Bubba's gonna be good on both sides, okay? He's gonna get plenty of lotion all on his face. Rub it in real good. Lotion's good. It's good. It preserves the skin. They used to use it in history, I believe. Ladies love it. That's what they say. I don't know. But anyway, he's going to get what he deserves. Good people on both sides. He's going to be on the bottom side. Bubba's going to be on the top side. Good people. Good people. Anyway, let me read this story about what's happening with Chauvin, or chauvinistic. Derek chauvinistic pig. He was a chauvinistic pig. Anyway, so according to Bloomberg, he was convicted on all counts of the murder. Now, I hope the judge doesn't decide to overturn it. It says former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin was found guilty of killing George Floyd when he knelt on the man's neck for 9 minutes, 29 seconds. A videotaped death that ignited a summer of rage and the greatest racial reckoning in the U.S. since the 1960s. A jury on Tuesday convicted Chauvin of second-degree murder and lesser charges for cutting off Floyd's air supply on May 25th as he lay handcuffed and begging for mercy. It's almost been a year, guys. Next month will be a year that we've been dealing with this. Man, time flies. Time really flies in life. We have just a short time to live, man. And to die for senseless violence like this is really horrible. Really horrible. For a $20 bill, and people want to say he was on drugs or whatever, that you get the death penalty if he was on drugs, even if that was the case, which it hasn't been proven. But if he was on drugs, how many people on drugs go to get killed on the spot? Anyway, the conviction, which stood out against decades of impunity for most police excessive force cases, could mean decades in prison for the 45-year-old. Chauvin will face sentencing in 8 weeks. Why does it take 8 weeks? They should just sentence him. 8 weeks? 2 months? 2 months to figure out how long this dude gonna be in jail. That's crazy. That's as long as the trial. The verdict, reached after less than 11 hours of deliberation, came 11 months after graphic footage of Chauvin and Floyd went viral, shocking millions and prompting nationwide protests that spread across the globe. As the verdict was read, a crowd near the crime scene reacted with cheers and hugs. In a recorded phone call that the Floyd family attorney posted on Twitter, President Joe Biden told them, "Nothing is going to make it all better, but at least God, now there's some justice. The world," Biden said, "is going to start to change now." Do you all think that the world is going to change now? I'm going to get to the comments in a second. And Whitney, you're right. The picture does say it all. You know, the picture does say it all. Hey, man. Hey, if I could walk up them steps, I'd give you $100. That'd be the dream of my life anyway. Hey, you're right. So that's not the death penalty to be using drugs. How many people are in the opioid crisis? How many of them, most of them were white users, how many of them were killed by cops or where they tried to offer help or put in jail? But they weren't murdered. They weren't executed. I mean, I didn't know Judge Dredd operated in the United States. And definitely don't know why it takes so long. That is crazy. And exactly, even if he did all of that on purpose, decided to use counterfeit money and use all the drugs he could, where does that say, which it doesn't say he did do that on purpose, but even if he did, those are not crimes deserving of the death penalty. When that man shot up and killed all of those Asian women in Georgia, he just had a bad day. He just had a bad day. He's a good guy. He had a bad day. He needed to shoot, release some steam. He needed to do. He didn't get a rub and tuck. He needed rub and tuck. Didn't get it. He had a bad day. He had to let off some steam. He wasn't firing blanks. That's why he went there, because he needed to fire off a couple shots. It wasn't blanks. It was a bad day. He's a good hombre. Okay, good hombre. Take him to jail. Don't shoot him. Don't hurt him. Who knows? He may be a good guy one day. It's crazy. It's just dumb. So, you know, I think Biden is trying to help with all of these stimulus checks coming, and then they doing the child tax credit where people going to be getting $3,000 to $3,600. But inflation is kicking in. I do have a story about that. I was going to wait till later this week about how a lot of companies are going to be raising the prices come September on their products. So now people are going to start getting money, child tax credit, and all kind of things to help increase the racial wealth gap, as well as they're going to try to make student loan forgiveness for a lot of people that are in debt. Also, they're going to try to make it where a lot more people can go to community college and get more education. I mean, hey, you can go to universities as well, but any kind of education is better than none. So they are working on it a lot more than I did. I had the Black Platinum Plus plan. You wanted the Platinum plan? Hey, I know you like the bling bling. You wanted the bling bling. I got it. It's called Platinum. Hey, Ice Cube liked it. Ice Cube approved the Platinum plan. So will you. Okay? Mike, you want the Platinum plan? I know you guys. You like the bling. You want to be bossy. You want a flossy? I got it. You should have voted more. I had it. You want a Cadillac plan? I got it. I got the rims, the spinners. I know you like a spin. I know. I got it. I was going to help put the reforms in. I had 4 years to do something for you. I didn't. But hey, if you voted for me again, maybe I would have done it the second time round. Who knows? Who knows? Good plan on both sides. Good plan. You never know. Never know. You had a platinum. I know you like a platinum. Better than gold. More expensive. Blingy. You like it? I love it. Ice Cube. Endorsed by Ice Cube. He used to make gangster music. He used to say, F the police. Now he say, I want to support you. Give me the bling. Put it on the ring. Let's go. I can rap too. Let's go. I'm smart. I'm one of the smartest guys I know. A lot of people say, hey, you know, you're Mr. Smarty. You're a good one. You're really smart. Anyway. So yeah, gas prices going up. Well, you got to think, it may not be enough for you, but it is enough for a lot more people that have. It's a start. Something that wasn't done. They didn't put it out when Trump was in there. Mitch McConnell and everybody was fighting to make sure that it wasn't anything. You got to keep in mind, it may not be enough for some people that are middle income, but for those who are poor and in deep poverty, it's enough for them to probably put something in savings or start. I mean, it's always an individual's responsibility to manage their own money, but it's a start. They also do have something about home buying and mortgages and trying to help people and stuff. They do have that. So they're trying. Let me get back to this story. It said that the death galvanized the Black Lives Matter movement, already active after years of previous killings by police and vigilantes. While attracting unprecedented support from white people who marched for weeks last summer, Floyd's death sparked an urgent debate about the broader issue of inequality and institutionalized racism in all its forms, including in corporate America. Anger had been building since the 2012 death of a Florida teenager, Trayvon Martin, at the hands of a Neighborhood Watch member. Neighborhood Watch. He was justified in killing Trey. That's George Zimmerman. That still just pisses me off. Who the hell are you? A nobody. It was followed 2 years later by the police killing of Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri. That was horrible. Blew his brains out. Blew that boy's brains out. And he was down the street talking about he was a threat. Months before George Floyd's death, white men in Georgia shot Ahmaud Arbery as he jogging while black. He's running. Hey, get that no-gooder. He's a runner. Hey, they don't like to run and they don't like to swim. If he's a runner, that means he's a gunner. He's got a gun. He must have robbed somebody. It must be a TV in his pocket. Hey, we are going to be the Neighborhood Watch. We're going to stop this runner. Hey, Maud. Hey, Maud. We going to get you, boy, you no-gooder. Stop running. Hey, get the pickup truck. Hey, let's get him. Woo! Better to laugh than to cry, but it ain't a funny situation. So for those that may be watching this new, I'm not making fun of anything. I'm just, try to put a little humor on stuff so it's easily to digest, because this stuff is sad topics, heavy on the heart, heavy on the soul, if you got a soul in the heart. And you got to put a little sugar on it because it's really sour topics. We also see that the Kentucky police killed Breonna Taylor in her home after waking her and her boyfriend in a drug raid gone awry. Drug raid gone awry? They didn't have no drugs. They was raiding somebody that wasn't even there. Gone awry that's making it seem as if one small thing happened. The whole thing should have never happened. While those deaths and many others led to calls for justice, it was Floyd's killing by bystanders begged police for mercy that set off national outrage. Painfully, earned justice has arrived for George Floyd's family. Ben Crump, a lawyer who is head of the Floyd family's legal team, said in a statement. Crump said the verdict impact extends beyond Minneapolis and will have significant implications for the country and even the world. I would like to believe that. That's very, very optimistic, but we're not sure. This is George Floyd's girlfriend right here pictured, Courtney Ross, and she was giving an emotional statement before the verdict. I think because he was dating a white lady, and Derek Chauvin did have a relationship with George Floyd because they both worked as a side job as security at a strip club. And it was pictures of George Floyd with the ladies. They all liked him, said he was a nice guy. And of course, Derek was uptight with a stick up his ass. Now it would be a meat stick. Anyway, I think it was a lot of jealousy involved. And it said that the deadly incident unfolded after Chauvin and other officers responded to a call from a convenience store, which the convenience store, did you really need to call the cops? I mean, did you really need to call the cops because somebody tried to use a fake 20? I mean, really? The clerk said Floyd tried to use a counterfeit $20 bill. So they needed to call the cops because that was going to put them out of business. All you had to do was just give them the money back, say, nah, man, this is fake. You got something else? It's $20. I mean, like, are you really trying to extort a person or a business with $20? 20. I can see if he tried to rack up and get $500 worth of groceries and then pay for it with counterfeit, or go somewhere and spend, $1,000 or something, which, I mean, at the end of the day, that still ain't a lot. But I mean, at least it looks like somebody was intentionally trying to defraud somebody. I mean, who would go to the convenience store and get a couple $100 worth of groceries? But $20? He probably didn't even know it was counterfeit his damn self. How many times do people look at cash nowadays? I mean, most people got debit cards and all kind of stuff, credit cards. Like, very few people hold cash nowadays. Anyway, the body camera footage showed jurors that Floyd became agitated when officers approached him in his car with guns drawn. I mean, who wouldn't be agitated? You gonna shoot me with your guns drawn over $20? Really? $20. That made you think I was a violent suspect? He shouted he was afraid of being shot, and the confrontation escalated after officers attempted to put him in the squad car. Floyd screamed that he was claustrophobic and couldn't breathe. Officers wrestled him to the ground, and onlookers filmed Chauvin kneeling on Floyd's neck. He had no pulse when paramedics later arrived. The store on the corner of East 38th Street and Chicago Avenue is now a memorial that draws visitors from across the country who come to pay tribute to Floyd. Prosecutors opened their case with the viral video, telling jurors that the amount of time Chauvin kneeled on Floyd would be the most important number they would hear. They built the case chronologically, calling fellow officers, paramedics, and bystanders to recreate each step in Floyd's eventual death. Medical experts explained how Chauvin's actions deprived Floyd of oxygen, killing him. Passers-by told jurors about the increasingly frantic calls for Chauvin to let Floyd breathe. One recounted calling the police department to report its own officers. Chauvin's trial was notable for the number of police officers, including Chief Metaria Arredondo, who testified against one of their own, rejecting the closed-mouth culture that has historically pervaded law enforcement. Members of the Minneapolis Police Department and others use of force experts testified that Chauvin's actions were objectively unreasonable. The willingness of police to testify against Chauvin amounted to an inflection point. It says that we will see if that type of police participation in the prosecution of other police officers continues. Without that participation of other police officers, we're going to slide back to where we were before this trial. The jurors were swayed. The second-degree murder charge carries a maximum sentence of 40 years, and sentencing guidelines recommend 12 and a half years. Chauvin was also convicted of third-degree murder and manslaughter. Hey, Birds Nation, thank you very much for the support. It is a political conviction. You're right. Let's see. And also, I'm going to give people a time to come on up and talk in a second. And also, I want to talk about a comment that somebody wrote. And I want to get you all's ideas on this comment that somebody wrote. So he says that I would not call today's verdict justice, however, because justice implies true restoration. Keith Ellison, the Minnesota Attorney General who led the prosecution, said at an evening news conference, "It is accountability, which is the first step towards justice." Chauvin's conviction sets the stage for the coming trial of the other officers on the scene of Floyd's death. Thomas Lane, Jay Alexander, and Tao, who are charged with aiding and abetting the killing, but the case will have ramifications far beyond Minneapolis. The world really had an opportunity to watch and see how justice was meted out, said Sharon Fairley, a professor at the University of Chicago Law School, who created the city's Civilian Office of Police Accountability. The incident itself created a debate around police reform that was way more robust than we had ever seen before. Those conversations would have been unheard of even 5 years ago. So even 5 years ago, those conversations were unheard of. It says few fatal encounters with police led to charges or convictions. So the solid color pink or peach rather, they were charged. The checkered part is that it's pending, and the red is convicted. It says right here in 2020, Chauvin is the first conviction out of 16 on-duty police officers charged with murder or manslaughter in 2020. So 1 out of 16 in 2020. In 21, it's already been 12. It's already been 12. In 2019, it was 12, only 1 conviction. 2018, 10, 2. Look at this. 2015, it was 8 out of 18. 8 out of 18. So it is not a really great record. All right. Here go Trump right here. It's good people on both sides. Let me show you all this comment right quick, because this comment is something else. I can't even pretend that it's not. But I want to hear what you all think about this comment. Let me go ahead to it. Let me go ahead to this comment, please. Let's get to it. All right, let's see. Pulling it up. Why is it not showing that? All right, let me go to this. They might have deleted it. Okay, here it is. Let's see. Just in case. Let's see. Is this comment? I can't believe in my damn self. Let's see. Where are they? All right. Here we go. So I posted about the live stream tonight. And this is what the person commented on my post about I'm going live tonight. Let me make it bigger. All right. This person said, stop faith seeker. Faith seeker. So you seek faith, but this is what you said. Let's see. Stop being dumb. George Floyd never died. George Floyd never died. It was all a stage. Do your research. George Floyd and that cop are brotherhood. They Masons. It was all a hoax. Let me read that again. Stop being dumb. George Floyd never died. It was all a stage. It was all stage. Do your research. George Floyd and that cop are brotherhood. They Masons. It was all a hoax. All right. So, what do you think about that? I'll wait a second until some of these comments come in because it's always a little delay. Dizzyville, you said, do you all think the other cops will be convicted? They've been putting out disclaimers saying they are inexperienced and that Chauvin influenced their actions. He did influence their actions, but at the same time, he was a training cop. But you're a human being. You know, he was a bully, intimidating them, and they was probably scared to stand up to him. But nevertheless, you know in your heart that's wrong. You know. So Wit, you say people are delusional. I think they are. So some conspiracies, so-called conspiracies, are true. And some things may be questionable. But some things are not. I mean, that was not the case. You say it was not a stage. When people come with these stupid conspiracies, you give white supremacy a pass to continue. I agree with you. That's a stupid conspiracy. And it also makes, when people do talk about legitimate so-called conspiracies, because conspiracy is something that's being done in the dark, you know, it's being done and it's being hidden. So sometimes it is things that are real. And when you bring out stuff like this, it takes away from those that are real and trying to expose. Just like the CIA and Snowfall that was selling drugs in the black community was a conspiracy. And it was brought to light. You know, yeah, people were nuts. I don't want to give it energy, but I did want to see what you all thought about it and see how many people may believe in this. I hope I didn't have no QAnons up in here, taking so-called red pill and think they got knowledge or whatever. Like, that is not an accurate statement. So, I don't see how people come up with this crap. And they swear that they woke. You're not woke. You're the walking dead. You sleep at the wheel. Because you definitely are wrong on that one. So he wasn't dead. They were Freemasons. So the Freemasons do have some stuff that is shady. But does that mean that they did? How would they benefit from doing this? What? To break down society? Now, if he would have been found not guilty, maybe, not to say I would have believed it, but maybe it would have made a little more sense. I don't know. That's some conspiracy theory. Whatever I do know, that they didn't know each other. They used to bounce at a nightclub. That they did know each other. You mean? They did know each other. And they used to bounce at a nightclub together. You say, if that's the case, then you might as well say Martin Luther King and Malcolm X was staged. Exactly. Some things may be staged, but that doesn't mean everything is staged. And sometimes things are not what it seems. But that doesn't mean that everything is now not what it seems. Some things do need to be questioned. But that doesn't mean that because it needs to be questioned, it is actually questionable. All right, let me go ahead and put the link up. Let's see, I'll give some people a chance to come up. If you're trying to come up and I don't never seen your name before and you trying to troll, don't waste your time. I'm not gonna put you on the air. So you're a legitimate person that's been here, come through, comment, say things. I know who you are. I'm not like some people who don't know their people. And if you are new, but you're a real person, I will give you a shot. But you know, all of this trolling or people talking about whatever they were saying negative, I don't even want to repeat it in the comments earlier. Don't waste your time. Okay. I put the link up. We'll see how that goes. If nobody wants to come up, that's fine. Because we'll just, you know, keep the show pretty short comparatively to sometimes how long it goes. Anyway, they better give him his sentencing correctly, because all that's doing is what they did is delay people getting upset and pissed. That's all they would have done. So, you know, Birds Nation, is that you? All right. Birds Nation, what's up, man? Welcome. Birds Nation, you there? All right. Birds Nation, send me a private message on this on the StreamYard if you're there when you're ready. All right. Anybody else looking to come up, talk about this? More than welcome. You say you appreciated that the doctor that testified and addressed George Floyd as Mr. George Floyd. He said that he didn't want to be paid to testify. He wanted to do what was right. That's facts right there. And yeah, it's good that you have to address a person correctly. Everybody loves to bring up the fact that something negative about somebody as in a way to dehumanize them, which is another reason why you should watch True Justice, the Brian Stevenson Fight for Equality, because he breaks down how during slavery, a lot of the Southern whites like to believe in God and they wanted to feel, you know, like they was doing the right thing. So the reason why they were able to be slave owners, but still feel that they were church going holy people, is because they tried to make people of color seem less than 3/5 of a person. That's in the Constitution. A black person was considered 3/5 of a human being, not a whole human being. You're just 3/5 of a human being. Therefore, it was like owning a dog, owning a horse. You're my property. You're not actually a full person. You're 3/5 of a person. That's the law. And that way, they felt in their minds that they were not doing an injustice. That is the same reason why, even to this day, they like to characterize a person of color as less than. They're a gang member. They may have been selling drugs. They were on drugs, this, that, and the other. And then it takes away the compassion and understanding that that was somebody's father, somebody's mother, somebody's son, somebody's daughter. That was a Mr., a Mrs., you know. But when they do it that way, oh, well, he shouldn't have been on drugs. He a crackhead. He this, he that. Well, he was fat. Oh, he was this or that. They always got a reason why this injustice was served, and it's okay because that person was less than. And that's a big problem. Big problem. Miss T, you said if it wasn't for cell phones, we wouldn't have seen this murder. No conspiracy in that. Exactly. And definitely a reason why a lot of this stuff is being brought to the forefront today is because of cell phone footage. Dizzyville, I'm going to check my Cash App. Thank you very much. I appreciate your support. And also anybody that does want to support this channel, you're more than welcome to. My Cash App is, of course, JAYMOOREREVIEWS, as well as PayPal and many others. And of course, you can also support through super chat. Every little bit helps to keep this channel up and running, and I appreciate you. Thanks a lot, Dizzy, for your support to keep this channel going. Let me check with Birds Nation again and see if you got it together, Birds Nation. Birds Nation, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. What's up, man? Welcome to the show.
Thank you, thank you.
No problem. What's on your mind?
I mean, I guess you already know how I feel. Like, I think they convicted him because they were scared, they were threatened. I looked at the evidence, and they did prove reasonable doubt. The defense proved reasonable doubt. I'm not saying because he was on drugs he deserved to die. I'm saying that was a factor in his death. That he swallowed his pack. Like when the police pulled up, I mean, niggas used to do this on the block all the time. Like they swallow their packs, and then they would tell him like, "Yo, you can't do that because the acid in your stomach will open that pack up and make you OD."
But he died of suffocation, though.
Well, I seen the original autopsy report said that it was fentanyl, or an overdose of fentanyl, and something else. He had two different substances in the system.
So you think that he was gonna die no matter what that day?
Yeah, he OD'd. He was going to die. And I mean, the videos that I seen different angles. I seen the body cam footage. And this is how they are trained in Minneapolis to subdue someone who's resisting. So,
but other police testified that that's not the proper procedure.
And there were police who testified that it was, and they even put up a board showing their training manual and the pictures.
So why would you keep a knee on the neck of somebody after they passed out?
You have to until the paramedics get there. That's part of the training. When the paramedics are there, then you get up and you get them on the gurney and put them in the ambulance.
But didn't he keep the knee on the neck even when the paramedics was there?
They walked up and told him to move, and then he moved. Yeah.
Man, this dude was passed out, even urinated on himself, no longer breathing. And what was the point of that? What type of training is that? How is that? Because it's a training, that doesn't mean it's correct. People are trained wrong.
If that's what you think, like they're trained wrong, you should take it up with Minneapolis government. They're the people who wrote the training manual. You can't scapegoat one person because he did what he was trained to do, even if he was bad at it. That's what they were trained to do. You can't convict somebody for being bad at their job. You have to overhaul the system itself, which starts with the politicians who created the policies.
Well, that's true. You do need to overhaul that, but at the same time, that was the use of excessive force. What was the need for that for $20? Even if it was a pack, that doesn't deserve the death penalty, does it?
No, but he shouldn't have swallowed his pack. Even his drug dealer didn't want to testify. He pled the fifth.
Why would a drug dealer want to testify?
I mean, he said he would.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, he's going to go to jail for selling drugs.
They were going to try to convict him for manslaughter or murder because he's the one who sold him the drugs.
Nah, man. I don't know where you're getting this information from, man. This is not the proper information. I don't know. This dude was walking around doing fine, and it's a knee to his neck. Like Whitney said, he died from, I don't want to say it wrong, occluded airway, not OD.
And I can DM you an autopsy report that says he died from the fentanyl.
Let's see. Hold on. I don't want to, hey, Young Slim, I feel you on what you're saying, but I try to be respectful to everybody and their opinions. And instead of just hanging up or screaming or yelling at somebody, I like to talk to you and show you proof and then bring you around that way. If I say this and that, or, shout or do this or that, then how can I help a person? That would just make them think, see, I was dropping the truth. That's why he hung up on me. Hey, I was telling knowledge. That's why he yelled at me. Right? Is that what you would probably think?
No, I would think that would prove that you're in the echo chamber, that you don't want to listen to another opinion.
See? It's basically the same thing. So instead of me doing that, I'm going to Google and pull up his autopsy report right now. I disagree with what you're saying, and the way that I like to disagree is I like to bring facts and show the reasons why I feel the way I do. So I'm
But
gonna
that's the
pull it
thing. You
up.
think Google is all facts, but they are heavily leaning to the
Well,
left.
then where do you get your information from?
I listen to independent journalists, people who
Well,
are.
like who? Name it.
I've sent you DMs before. I listen to Tim Cass. He's
Tim
independent.
Cass used to be with Vice. Tim Cass is racist. I follow Tim Cass on Twitter. Everything he do, holy effing this, holy everything. He's very right leaning. I mean, come on, man.
That's not true. He's very liberal on a lot of
Very
issues.
true. Very true.
He's
I know
very,
Tim Cass. His name Tim Pool, right?
yeah, he's very liberal on a lot of issues.
Oh no. I actually follow Tim Cass because he used to work for Vice News,
I know.
and Vice News he got fired from Vice News. But anyway, he was on the scene during Ferguson doing a lot of live footage during that time, and he was not the way he is today. And that's how I ended up knowing who he is and following him, because during the Ferguson riots and everything, people was filming this, that, and the other, and I used to watch it, and that's how I know Tim Cass. But Tim Cass, come on, man. Plus, he's an independent person. An independent person doesn't have the resources that bigger companies and things have as well.
CNN has already been proven to be lying, though. There's videos of it, them admitting to it.
Whenever a major news outlet has information that's false, they have to print a retraction. They have to correct it, or else they can get sued. A lot of things, they have repercussions. When Tim Cass says something wrong, nothing happens. Nobody cares because he's not under the same obligations and laws as Fox or CNN or anybody else. So you have to be careful when you listen to the independent journalists, because they can print or say anything they want and they have no repercussions.
We just gonna have to disagree, because I know for a fact CNN lies, MSNBC, ABC. It's like I don't just listen to him blindly. Like I do look at his sources to see how factual it is. So I know, and it's not just him. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different people I listen to. And
all right, look here, let's read this. His final autopsy findings, issued June 1st, found that his heart stopped while he was being restrained, and that his death was a homicide caused by cardiopulmonary arrest, complicating law enforcement subdual, restraint, and neck compression. If I turn your head to the side and put my knee on your neck with all of my weight, you telling me that if you die, it's not my fault, it's because you, whatever else you had going on? That's not true, man.
no, I have another autopsy I'm going to send you. That says that he had enough fentanyl to overdose twice, and he had enough methamphetamines in his system to overdose twice. So that alone, I'm not
Where
saying
is
that.
this? Send it to me now. Send it to me now.
I'm on my phone. Let me get my computer.
Okay. Yeah, send it to me now. Hey, anybody else want to come up and talk? But no yelling, no disrespect. Let's keep it all respectful. All right, I just got something. Oh, that's my son just sent me something. Let me see what he just sent me. Okay, that ain't got nothing to do with this. All right. Lakeisha, she say, if I'm approximately 190 pounds and I put my knee on your neck for 9 minutes, then trust and believe you most likely will die. That's true, man. It don't matter how good a shape you're in or not. You can't do that in MMA.
Even if you disagree with, even if I say you're right, it's still how they were trained. He's not the scapegoat. You have to take it up with the political leaders, and they're all Democrat. They're the ones who wrote it. The police chief, I don't know. I think he resigned recently.
Well, that's not even that's a whole nother subject. I don't know if they wrote the police training manual is not written by the lawmakers. That's written by the police chief of police and people of that nature. And I'm sure if that was the policy, it wasn't written as soon as a Democrat was in office. Who knows when it was? And if it was, who gives a damn? Who says Democrats are all right or Republicans are all wrong? Like, that's a whole nother narrative that's not true. Plenty of Democrats make mistakes just like Republicans do. So that has nothing to do with the nothing. Who gives a damn if what political affiliation they're with? There's plenty of things Democrats do that I don't like and I don't agree with, and I wouldn't vote or support. And the same for Republicans. I'm not a loyalist to a party. I'm not a loyalist or a follower of a person, another man. I'm a grown ass man. What I'm gonna be following some man, Trump or Biden or any of them for? You think when I die they coming to my funeral?
I'm
You think
telling you
like
that
I don't give a damn. I'm an independent person, independent thinker. So even if a Democrat wrote it, what's that mean? What then? It's the Democrats' fault. It's got to be right. You can't be mad. Democrats wrote it. So y'all complain when who that? That's a whole nother way of thinking, as if to say that because somebody don't agree with this, they must be a leftist or a Democrat. That has nothing to do with that. I don't believe in the way Democrats want to do with certain things with gun laws. They want to go a little too far. I believe in some restriction. I believe just like this guy that shot up Indianapolis and FedEx, and he had mental issues and wanted to commit suicide and kill people and die by cops. And it's been documented, even his own family. And this is a Republican state in Indiana and Indianapolis. I live in Indianapolis. That's a Republican state. Okay, and he was able to buy all these guns, AR-15, but he can't buy a bag of weed. But he can go buy AR-15, armor-piercing bullets, all of this stuff. But a bag of weed is dangerous.
So you think the AR should be banned?
No, I don't. But I think I got an AR, so I don't want it banned because I don't want to give it up. But I'm not crazy trying to kill people. I think that if they supposedly have a red flag law. And if you're reported for mental illness and certain things, I don't believe that you should be able to get an AR-15. No, I don't.
But who gets to determine if you're mentally ill? And who's to say that
Doctors,
they don't have an
if
agenda?
your own family, I get it. It's a slippery slope because you could say, you mad at me and we ain't friends no more. So now you want to make anonymous calls saying I'm crazy and get my guns taken away. That's a problem. But I think that it should be a process that if somebody has been documented in different things and certain steps, that they should not be allowed to carry a gun. Now, I don't think that should apply to everybody. No. And I don't think that the AR-15 should be banned because I don't think guns kill people. I think people kill people. But certain guns can do more damage than others.
So what about armor piercing rounds? You think I should have to give mine back?
No, because I don't want to get mine back. But that's a selfish reason. I don't think that they should be given back. I think that people should be prevented from being able to buy them if they are not stable. If you're a convicted felon or you have mental, I used to work in group homes. So I wouldn't want one of them to have armor piercing rounds and AR-15. It's no telling what they would do. And it should be some type of background check to prevent them from doing it. They can save up all their money. And in Indianapolis, you can go get an AR-15 for like $600.
Yeah, you can get one here for the same price.
Yeah, so that's nothing though. To consider how dangerous that is, for $600 is nothing. Where do you live?
In Delaware.
Okay. That's your boy Joe Biden's state.
Yeah, I know him.
But
I met him a bunch of times.
I know, I'm just joking. You used to talk about he did the crime bill or something, right?
Yeah, he did the crime bill.
Hey, I got Mike in the show. What's up, Mike? How you doing?
What's going on, Jay? How's it going?
Hey, what's up, man? What you want to chime in on this?
I don't know if I missed it, but Bird Nation, I want to know what's your opinion. I know you did your research, you seen the video. How do you think Floyd died? Do you think it was because of the drugs? What's your opinion on that?
I think he overdosed on fentanyl and methamphetamines, and the restraints stopped his heart from beating, or made his heart explode. So it was
So
an
you think
overdose. Go ahead.
so you think the restraints were from his knee? That it was the what you think was the like contributing factor? What you think was like give a percentage on it? Like was like 40% of drugs, 50%? Like what you think what it was?
I think when you take that much fentanyl and methamphetamines, you're going to die no matter what. No matter what Chauvin did, he was going to overdose from that.
So I want to be clear. So you're saying that Floyd, if Derek didn't put his knee on his neck, he would just laying on the ground. He would have died regardless.
Yes.
If he would have drove home that night and never got interacted with police, he would have died in bed or died that day regardless.
No. If he because
Well,
he
if he
swallowed his
ingested
drugs.
that stuff and then went home, you saying?
If he ingested that stuff and went home, he would have died behind the wheel and crashed his car way before he got home.
Now come on, man. That's hypothetically speaking. You can't say for a fact, oh, he's gonna crash his car and die. Like he was gonna die no matter what happened that day. Like, come on.
If he took all of those drugs, he was going to die no matter what happened that day.
See, this is the problem with media, just like I was explaining about why True Justice is important to watch, the Brian Stevenson video, because when they paint the picture of him being a drug addict and less than, it puts a doubt in a person's mind and make them think he was a dead man walking anyway, you know, and that it had nothing to do with whatever was done to
They're
him.
trying to tell me that
And that's just not the case,
that
man.
George Floyd didn't die because of the overdose.
So, you know, I don't know, man, how you get to this conclusion. I know you say you're looking at independent stuff. I know one thing that I do is, and I mean, we all got these phones, man. I use an Apple phone. But anyway, you can subscribe on your news, and it's got like 100 different news outlets on there. I mean, I got Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg, all this and that. I read all kind of stuff. Fox, this and that. I even know who Tim Cast is on Twitter or whatever. But you have to look at the whole picture, man. They have an opportunity to do more research, put more stuff out. People make mistakes, but they have to do a retraction. They can get sued.
There's different ways of doing retraction, though.
But Tim Pool does not do a retraction at all.
But I mean, okay, but I can prove to you CNN and MSNBC and all of them have lied about this case from the beginning. So I mean, I can send you articles.
Send me stuff, man. Come on, send it.
Lied in what way?
Lied in what way? Give me one example. What did they lie about?
So hold on, yeah.
And while you doing that, I'm about to show everybody who don't know who Tim Pool is a little bit about this. And we can go through some of his tweets.
I mean, I just went through everything, though. Like, when you look at this case, you see that when he inhaled all those drugs, he was going to die regardless. This isn't murder. This was a political conviction because they were scared of the mob, that they were going to burn Minneapolis down. And then you have Maxine Waters come out there threatening them, saying that it's either going to be confrontational if we don't get a murder conviction. They doxed him, they threatened him. This was completely a political conviction, and he might even get it overturned.
So Maxine Waters, what she said was wrong. What about what Trump was saying on January 6th? Did he do anything wrong?
Did Trump do anything wrong on
January 6th? Did he incite a riot?
No, not.
What? He said
we going down there. You poke the bear for a year straight, and the moment we react, and you say we're the wild ones, we're the crazy ones. Even though it's been Trump supporters that have been victims of murder, robbery. You can't even walk around certain places with a Trump hat on without getting harassed.
Because Trump supporters have done so much to people, harassed so many people that people have gotten fed up. But that's the opposite point. I'm not saying that anybody deserve this or that, but let's get back to the subject. January 6th, he was there. He told people that the election was rigged and stolen, which has been proven that it wasn't. He had multiple lawsuits. He had multiple lawsuits, multiple court cases. He lost them all.
He didn't lose them. They were never heard. They weren't even heard in the courts. They wouldn't even hear the evidence.
He did. He presented the evidence. It was no evidence.
I've seen all the videos of them hiding the ballots, counting ballots after everybody left. The machine switching votes from Biden or from Trump to Joe Biden. I've seen those videos.
So you support Officer Tatum?
Well, I like some of his stuff. I don't watch a whole lot of it, but I do like a lot of his stuff.
Hey, let's get to this right quick. Here go Tim Pool. He said cops need to resign in masses now.
Yes, definitely. You'll see how much you need them when they're not around anymore.
So that's the same type of situation, the same train of thought, as if
you still there?
Since you don't like it, I'm not gonna pay for this no more. Or since you said I'm trying to think of a good example, but that's not a good example to show. Since we had a problem and since we did wrong and you corrected it, now we gonna leave and let's see how you feel. Now that's an all or nothing type mob mentality. Don't correct us or else we'll leave and then we'll see how you feel.
No, if you're going to convict us for doing our jobs, then how about, and plus y'all are the ones talking about defunding them anyway, right? Defund the police, abolish the police. So they should just quit then. If nobody wants them around and y'all all think they're racist and killers, then they should
Everybody doesn't say abolish the police.
Well, that's something that the left is pushing.
No, that's not something that the so-called left is pushing. It's extreme. It's extreme people on both sides. Yes, exactly. Just like it's people so-called on the right talking about Jews will not replace us and all of that, right? So is that what the right is pushing?
What you say?
Ask him where he stands. Say, where do you stand on this? Do you believe you defund the police?
You got somebody here hustling on the side.
Yeah, do you believe in defunding the police?
No, I believe in reform of the police. I believe in reform of the police.
Because Ilhan Omar said no more police. And
everybody don't agree with Ilhan Omar.
But they keep voting her in office, so they must agree.
No, where she lives.
But he doesn't speak for all people, man.
Exactly. She does not speak for the United States. She is not the damn president. She is not my representative. I have never voted for her. I don't live in Michigan. I don't live where she lives. But that's the type of talking points that the so-called right like to bring up as a representative for everybody that is not a Trump supporter.
Idea of reformation?
Say that again.
What's his idea of reformation? Like, what type of reform do the police need? Give me an example.
Okay, I'll give you some good ideas of what I believe police reform should be. For one, they shouldn't be so militarized. Driving vehicles from Afghanistan, armored vehicles and stuff. Police should have those body cams on all the time, not turning them off and having half-ass, footage. They should be held accountable. And I believe that police shouldn't have to do 4 or 5 jobs. They should have social workers. They should have counselors. They should have all this stuff instead of calling a police officer to do every damn thing. I don't believe police officers should be writing tickets. I believe we should have somebody else doing that. Make another division of people that write tickets for having a damn air freshener. Have people doing it. Have police doing more meaningful work. Police shouldn't be writing, giving you a ticket for a stop sign type stuff.
But those encounters can turn deadly quick. I've seen it before.
But you don't need to pull anybody over. You don't need to pull them over. You can take their license plate and get the ticket that way and send it to them in the mail.
I mean, they already have a system like that.
But they don't use it enough. And if those encounters can become deadly, why are you putting yourself in harm's way over a damn air freshener?
So you're saying that you shouldn't pull people? It wasn't an air freshener. The boy you're talking about, he had an expired tag. That's why they pulled him over.
Okay, well, write him a ticket for the expired tag.
But then when they ran his tag, he had a warrant for armed robbery.
No, it wasn't for armed robbery. It was for smoking a joint.
No, that's not true.
Oh my goodness! This boy did not have a warrant for armed robbery.
Yes.
Where did you get this from?
He was in possession of a 9mm Ruger. Or I'm sorry, a 40. They said
Let's
he had a
see.
40.
Let's see. Dante Wright. Better yet, was they go wanted. Let's see. A misdemeanor. He was charged with a petty misdemeanor. This is the insider. Charges against Dante Wright before his death have sparked anger and disinformation, bro. You have to look at multiple sources, man. Here are the documents that explain what happened. Okay. It says he was killed by a police officer. Of course, we know that. Let's see. They pulled him over, 20-year-old. It says that they sought to detain him on an outstanding arrest warrant. He attempted to flee. The nature, here's the warrant right here. Here's the warrant printed. It said the nature of and relevance of the charges are subjects of intense debate and false rumors since Wright's death. It says that in this warrant, let's see, and a warrant is always something else too. It says carry, possess pistol without permit, public place, gross misdemeanor, fleeing a police officer by means other than, can't see the rest. But that's a misdemeanor in that case, in that city.
But he still had an illegal weapon on him.
But it was a misdemeanor. It's a misdemeanor.
Yeah, he had a warrant though.
But it's a misdemeanor warrant, so he's not a felon.
You still have to arrest him. He can't resist.
Okay. But also, let's see, it says that the police, let's see, did not discuss the warrant problem. Let's see, the issue has taken on a life of its own. One wide. Besides, having a warrant is not a death penalty. That's not a wanted poster in the old Wild West.
He would still be alive if he didn't resist arrest.
That's true, but he's 20 years old and made a mistake. That doesn't give him the right to get killed.
He did that intentionally. That's not a mistake.
No, I'm saying he was a mistake in judgment.
He made a bad
mistake in judgment. When you was 20 years old, did you do dumb shit sometimes?
I never ran from the police.
I said do dumb shit sometimes. I didn't say run from the police.
But that's the difference. That's
no, I mean, you may have done some stuff and you could have got caught by the police and had trouble, but maybe you didn't get caught. I did a lot of dumb stuff, but I never got caught, thank God. So I never had a warrant and never had to run from the police.
And if I had a gun on me and tried to flee police and got shot, then I did that to myself.
Look, it says right-wing news outlets prominently feature Wright's legal history, which is also, like I said, how they try to make people less than. And it says it's an approach to downplay the injustice of his killing by police. See, you fall for the same tactics that's been going on for over 100 years. You should see that true justice right here, because it breaks down how they always use that same tactic of putting out somebody's information. They didn't want to release the police officer's name and all her information and background, but immediately we knew all the negativity that he's done in his life.
Everybody knows who the
blaming.
So you don't know who the police officer is? You don't know?
No, we know now, but they took him a day or two to release that. But we knew all his problems and who he was immediately.
Because nobody knows who the cop is that killed Ashley Babbitt. They didn't release his information.
Hold on, man. We got Young Slim. What's up? Hey, why y'all ain't got y'all cameras on, man? What's up? Why y'all scared to put y'all face behind your words? Here comes Slim now.
What's up, man?
What's up?
What up, man?
All right, I know you heated, so
yes, I am.
Try not to. Let's all keep it respectful, and we gonna keep it. All right,
I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best.
Hey, Kim, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
All right, I see what you got in the background over there. You
see it. You see it.
All right,
let's look at it.
Let me hear what you got to say right quick.
There we go. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I'm not trying to disagree. I mean, I disagree with you, big dog. I do.
And you talking about, just to be clear, who you disagree with?
The young man that was speaking earlier. What's his name?
Birds Nation.
Yes, Birds Nation.
All right.
I just
So
can't
what you
believe.
trying to say? Like I'm a slaver or something? Like
No, I'm not saying anything. I didn't say anything, big dog. I didn't
but
say
you got
anything.
the picture behind you, like
Well,
you
that's
trying
my
to be
picture. That's
disrespectful or
my
something.
picture.
But no,
Holmes.
you came in disrespectful.
Hold up.
But you came in
I'm talking.
disrespectful.
My turn. Respect me.
All right,
If
hold
you want
on.
me to
Let's
respect you, I'm
relax.
gonna
Let's
respect
bring
you.
it down a second. Hold on. All right.
Don't get triggered.
All right. Let's say what you got to say, and then we'll try to let Birds respond.
Can I talk now?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. What I'm saying is, that's goddamn right. Exactly what I'm saying. This is you, dog. This is you. Oh, you could have believed the nonsense that they've been saying.
Calm down.
Yo, you hear this
OD.
nigga, yo? Yo, eat a
He
dick, boy.
OD'd. We know he didn't OD, bro. We
Yes,
all
he
watched
did.
the
Shut
man have a knee on his neck for 9 minutes.
He did
9
OD.
minutes.
He did OD.
He OD'd.
He did OD.
He OD'd.
How many times I
He
gotta say it, nigga?
need, okay? He That's what happened,
He
man.
OD'd. That's right, Jay. He OD'd. He OD'd. That was perfect. Come on, dog. You know, I know you're smarter than that, man. I know.
Nigga.
Believe what your eyes are telling you. Don't believe what some scientists cooked up in a lab just to.
Nigga, you sound like a nut.
You sound like the nut. You sound like the nut. You
Nigga,
sound real
let's
Stevenish
Sambo,
right now.
nigga.
You sound very
Sambo,
You
nigga.
sound very Stevenish
Sambo,
right
nigga.
now. You
Fuck
sound
talking
very
to, nigga.
Stevenish right now.
All right, calm down, because I want both of y'all to be able to talk. I don't
Sambo
want to have
ass
to take
nigga.
it off.
Shut up.
So let's calm down. Let's not
He
get
knows
into the
he sounds-
name
he
calling
knows
and
he
get
sounds like
upset.
Steven right now. Yes, sir,
Calm
master.
down.
He did an OD. That's what I saw.
He did
That's what
OD,
you sound
boy.
like right now.
Shut up,
Relax.
fuck boy. Shut up.
Okay.
All right, hold on.
That's what I am. That's what I am.
Let's stick to
You
the
saw an
facts.
OD, right?
All right, let's stick to the facts, because I want to keep both of y'all on. I don't want to have to mute or take anybody off. Well, I don't want y'all to leave. So let's not call each other names and get upset, because I know we could get pissed. We all men. I get it.
No,
So,
he's the one that came in here calling names and shit.
all right.
I didn't call you nothing.
I'm not going to say.
Steven, I didn't call you nothing, Steven.
Yo, keep playing with me, boy.
All right. Let me calm down, Slim. I had to. You sound like Maxine Waters. No, I'm joking.
Can you guys hear me?
You inciting the riot. No, I'm just playing, man. You good. All right, Mike, what's up, man? Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Hey Slim, like, I understand how you feel, man. But let's just have a calm conversation, man. Like let's calm down.
But we
need to speak on the facts, man. But look, here's my question: your Bird Nation.
Yo,
do you believe the police are always correct in their actions? Like, you think they never make mistakes?
I ain't say that. They're humans. Of course they make mistakes. That doesn't mean that they should go to jail for murder. That doesn't mean that their whole lives should be ruined. That girl who shot Dante Wright.
I'm leaving, yo.
The boy that shot Dante. I mean, the police officer that shot Dante Wright, she was negligent. She should know the difference between her firearm and a taser. So she's going to have to be held accountable. But it doesn't necessarily mean that she committed murder. It could be anything.
But that's why they got it in second degree. So you didn't do it on purpose, but you still killed that person.
Yeah, I don't think she woke up that day like wanting to kill him, but that's still deadly negligence. So if a doctor did the same, let's say a doctor did something similar in that situation and killed a patient, they're still responsible for murder. Doesn't matter if they're doing negligence.
Somebody with the car.
He said you can convict a doctor if he accidentally kills a patient.
Well, in a degree, you can. It all depends on how that pans out in court. If he was gross negligent, then yes. But you know, sometimes it comes down to, when it comes to police officers and stuff like that, it comes down to what is their training. They want to know what their training was, how they were trained. Are they all taught to carry and draw from a certain side, or is it your option? Does one cop carry this way and the other cop carries another way in the same precinct? You get what I'm saying? That's a problem. They should all have things in one spot on their belt, and they all are taught and trained how to pull either cross chest, like cross abdomen to reach for a taser, and down, straight down to your right or left, whatever hand you are, for your gun. You get what I'm saying? So it all depends. That's gonna pan out in the trial. If you have multiple police officers that one carries one on his right hip and the other one carries, they're all right-handed. Let's say they're all right-handed, and one carries one on the right hip, one carries one on the left hip, one carries one in the small of his back, then that's a problem, because now there's no uniform. There's no uniform. There's no type of uniformity that says that your gun should be here, and if you're right-handed, your gun should be here, and your taser should be here, your handcuff should be here. This it's all, because then you work off muscle memory. All the cops are trained to work off muscle memory. I reach here, 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 and here. This is my pepper spray. This is my gun. This is my handcuffs.
But here's the thing about
Yeah, she was on the job for 27 years though.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. I understand what you're saying, bro, but she's been a police officer for 26 years. I seen many videos of police officers saying that, and you need to arm. Hold up, Jay. Like, I see many videos of police officers saying that you need to arm a taser before you shoot it. At no point in that video did you see her try to arm what she thought was a taser. She pointed and shot. She did not make an attempt to arm the taser. The gun that she thought was a taser. She just pointed and shot.
Training, I'm telling you.
But she's been there for 26 years. How much training does she need?
How long has her precinct been carrying tasers? They might have started carrying tasers 3 years ago. You get what I'm saying? So that's hard to say. And then it comes down to training. How regular is your training? Because you won't react the same way under a high stress situation that you will under regular situation. You know what I'm saying? So
that wasn't a high stress situation, but like, look, that wasn't a high stress situation.
Or was she just negligent? You get what I'm saying?
Are you Bird Nation or are you Bird Nation?
Police or 20-year-old kid?
Either way, it's gonna come down to murder or manslaughter.
Who was in control of the situation?
One or the other.
What'd you say?
I'm saying, is that your brother talking or something?
Yeah, it's my brother talking.
Okay. All right. No problem. I'm just trying to, some people ask why the voice changed. I was trying to make sure that's just a different person. That's why.
Okay, but who was in control of the situation? The police or the 20-year-old kid?
Exactly.
Like I said, what she did was negligent. She's responsible for that bullet that came out of her gun. But even if she did pull the gun and shoot him, she would have still been within her right because he had a gun in the car.
Yeah, but he was not in danger. Her life was not in danger.
Are you a cop?
If he's wanted for a gun charge and he has one in the car,
that's a lie. That's a lie.
He wasn't wanted for the gun charge, man. We just told you.
Yes, he was.
Right now, he wasn't wanted for the gun charge.
Stop spreading false information, bro.
He was wanted for the gun charge.
Hey, Bird Nation, Kim want to know: are you a cop?
No.
Okay. You sound like one. You sound like you're protecting your buddies in blue.
So do you believe in the blue wall?
I didn't hear that he had a gun with him.
He just showed the warrant. Like you just showed the warrant. He was wanted for a gun.
Bird Nation.
Where's he getting this information from?
Hold on. Everybody's talking at once.
Jay, did that show it? Did it show that he was wanted for a gun?
No.
It said that he did have a warrant for a gun. I will show that. It did say that he had a warrant, but it says that it's a misdemeanor warrant.
It wasn't for a gun.
So what state are you killed for a misdemeanor?
Yes.
It's still a gun. It doesn't matter if you make it a misdemeanor.
A gun?
But having a gun doesn't mean that you're in danger. Guns are legal in the United States. You know that, right?
They had a gun.
Not him. He was a person prohibited.
He didn't have a gun pointed at them.
He was a person prohibited in possession of a firearm.
So I got a question because I don't know. Did he have a gun in the car?
Yes.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
This is news to me.
Where did you, yo, Jay, am I bugging? Did he have a gun in the car? I didn't hear that.
So I'm going to read this statement. This is what the statement is right here. I'll put it up in case you all want to read it. So it says statement of probable cause. So this is the reason why they had probable cause according to the police. It says that on June 30th, 2020, at approximately 16:04 hours, Officer Boldo and deputies, Minneapolis police, responded to a person with a gun called near 51st and Bryant Avenue, North Minneapolis, Hennepin County. The caller indicated that a light complected 17-year-old black male wearing black shirt and shorts and white shoes was waving a black handgun. The male then got into a white Toyota Camry occupied by 4 people, with the driver wearing a red shirt. Officers located the car nearby with the person defendant herein, Dante Demetrius Wright, matching the person with the gun's description, sitting in the back seat. Once out of the vehicle, defendant took off running with officers in pursuit and managed to evade officers. Officers at the scene positively identified defendant from prior interactions. A loaded Ruger 45 caliber handgun matching the caller's description was found on the floor of the vehicle where defendant had been sitting. Another occupant of the vehicle verified it was defendant's gun. Defendant does not have a permit to carry a firearm. Now, this was happened in June of 2020. So that's why he got the warrant. Now, when he got pulled over,
doesn't mean he had a gun.
Exactly. It doesn't mean that he had a gun at that moment.
Doesn't mean he had a gun.
Right.
They didn't see a gun when they shot him. Okay. So don't give me, oh, he had a gun. I'm so sick and tired of people and the media using what you did in the past for just cause of killing you in the present day.
Hey, listen to this right quick. This is important. Let me read this right quick. Hold on. It says documents show that he was due to appear in court this August. There is no evidence of outstanding warrants related to this case, meaning the police would have no reason to arrest him because of it.
Thank you.
So he had a warrant and he was going to appear in court this August. He was no reason to be arrested for the warrant because he still had a court date to appear in. Now, if he had missed that court date, according to the law, then they normally would try to arrest you for the warrant.
No, but even if he did, he violated. He still
violated what?
How? He didn't even go to court yet.
He was still under supervision and he violated.
Oh, stop.
Under supervision from who? What are you talking about? He don't have.
He didn't go to court yet.
He ain't went to court yet. So how could he be under supervision or a house arrest when he hasn't been to court yet?
He had a warrant.
It says right here that he ain't been to court though, so the warrant is no reason to arrest him yet.
He fled the police. You can't have a warrant for somebody if it doesn't exist. If he didn't go to court yet, there'd be no warrant. But there was a warrant.
But Berla, listen to this. Berla, you could get a warrant for anything.
Yes.
That's true. You get a warrant for not paying your speeding ticket.
And if they arrest you, you still can't resist.
And Bird.
Yeah, you can't resist, but that doesn't mean you get executed on the spot, though. If you
Thank you, Jay. Thank you.
You know what I mean? That just means you get another ticket.
All warrants are not created equal.
And this is a misdemeanor.
I already said the police officer was negligent.
Okay.
But that's not murder.
Well, it is murder. It's why they got different degrees of murder. That's why it would be second degree murder, because you killed somebody, but you didn't do it on purpose. But it's still murder because you killed them.
But it's still hot.
So murder is with the intent. So
second degree is murder with intent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Manslaughter.
Let's go back to the Derek Chavez case, because you already agreed that she was wrong in the situation.
Like I said, it's gonna fall back onto her training. Like what the precinct, how they train their people, and what they allow them to do. If they find out that they're willy nilly and they allow people to do anything, she'll probably go for it'll probably be down to manslaughter. But if they say no, we train our people to hold their things in certain places so that they know exactly where it is, then it's probably be a murder charge.
Now, we already heard the chief of police say that they're trained to have their gun on their dominant hand. So if they're right-handed, the gun's going to be on their left side. If they're left-handed, the gun's going to be on their right side.
Okay. And then the next thing that's going to come into play, because I'm going to tell you, because they're going to nitpick it, is how long ago did they get tasers, and how long has their training been on that?
It has nothing to do with it.
Did they put tasers on the dominant hand now? You know what I'm saying? Like things like little stuff like that. I'm not on any side because I really don't know all the facts to this, but it could come down to it's going to be either murder or manslaughter, one or the other. Either way.
Hold on 1 second. Zip Tie Warrior, no, we are not
I
blocking
think it's going to be a
anybody that
negligent
disagree.
homicide.
Don't spread that. Anybody that doesn't see something or disagree, I will show reasons why.
Yeah, but Bird, listen.
And bring facts. Now, if they choose not to listen or ignore that, that's on them. But I'm not going to block them. I don't believe in cancel culture and silencing people like that.
You see everybody in the comments telling you.
Don't even go with that.
Michael.
You're talking about make sure not to disagree or the mods.
Okay,
That's
but
not the truth. That's not how
what's your brother's name? I want to address.
What'd you say?
I said I can't understand what he's saying.
Bro, what's your brother's name so I can address what he said?
Say that one more time.
Who your brother's name? He wanted to talk to him.
What's your brother's name so I can address what he said? I think he talked about training.
Call him Bird, bro.
He can hear you.
All right, Bird, bro. Regardless of training, in order to use a taser, you need to arm it first. If you've seen the same video I saw, in no point did she attempt to arm what she thought was a taser. She just pointed and shot. She said taser, but at no point did she try to arm the taser.
And she's 27-year veteran. She's been a police officer longer than he's been alive.
Yes.
She knew to
See what I'm saying? She was a cop for 7 years before he was born. And she
took the safety off the gun. She took the safety off the gun and shot him. Fatality.
I think it's going to be a negligent homicide.
Okay. And that's basically what Derek Chauvin did. That's why he got found guilty of second-degree murder. Because you can't say he went out to kill him on purpose. A lot of people may feel that way, but that was a negligent homicide when this man couldn't breathe. You refused to leave. He was no longer a threat. And if he was on drugs, why would you do that to a drug user?
They don't do that to put him on the ground.
On them pills.
That wasn't first-degree murder.
He told him to put him on the ground. He kicked
because
his
he
way
said
out
he's
of the squad
claustrophobic. So the next thing you do is if somebody is claustrophobic, you cut off their circulation and get 3 people on top of them.
Yeah, he didn't say put me on the ground and choke me out.
And if you watch the trial, you saw in the trial multiple police officers come on and say that's not how they were trained. They were trained, yes, until they got them under control and then you roll them on their side, which he refused to do.
That's a fact.
No, you roll them on their side after the paramedics get there.
What?
No.
He was dead already.
After he's after he's no longer bucking or threat, you roll him.
He lost his bodily function.
After you got him under control. Not choke him out until he's dead.
Either way, that's how they were trained. So you would take.
Oh wait, no, he choked him out until he OD'd. That's what he did.
No,
he likes to say.
No, he choked him out until he OD'd.
The police chief came on set and said that's not how they were trained. In no way did they train them to do that.
They showed,
right, and
I guess he didn't watch it. He didn't watch it.
You had a job to do something that wasn't correct, but you just did it anyway.
Say that again.
Yeah.
Have you had a job where they trained you to do something that wasn't correct, and you just did it anyway?
No, but you still are held accountable. You have to hold them accountable if they tell you.
And so was he.
So what you're saying is right, Birds Nation. So
the
here's
system
the
has
thing.
to be held
You
accountable.
contradicting yourself, and I'm gonna just say this right here. So you said you got to hold the training accountable, right?
You have to hold the people who wrote the training accountable.
I agree. So that's why people talk about police reform, because that's who did the training. So we got to hold the police reform accountable, and then we got to hold the person that did that accountable as well. You're right. So you hold the training accountable. That's why I believe in police reform. I don't want to defund is the wrong word. I would say reallocate funding for the police. Instead of giving them all the money to buy weapons and stuff like they at war, why don't they hire social workers and hire people like meter maids and stuff like that to give little tickets out? and have police do more meaningful work, more police.
So should they be
Jay, there's-
armed? The people
Jay, there's
like the
one thing I
social
want to
workers
address
and all of them.
that you said earlier.
What'd
So
you
Jay,
say?
you said that the politicians they have no say in what police they do with their training. That's not true. Like
No, I
you're
didn't
right.
say that. No, I
The
was saying he said Democrats, and I was saying that's the
okay. I'm mistake.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It don't
Okay, I'm
matter if
mistaken,
it's
man.
Democrats or not.
So you're correct that the police chief they do write out the correct procedure on how to handle a situation. Obviously, because they're in the field, they know what works and what doesn't. But politicians, they see what they do, and they ask police officers to change certain things, or they
Bird
do
Nation,
ask
turn
police.
down whatever's in your background, please. All right.
Okay, they do ask police to produce certain results. So in terms like whatever police department they're in, whatever state, they will adjust to whatever the politicians say. So I do agree with Bird in that sense that politicians do play a role on how police officers police the civilians.
Right. I think he was bringing that up and to say, well, the Democrats did it. So, I mean, what you going to say? As if like,
It's
oh,
not
well,
just Democrats.
I can't speak wrong against the Democrats. Like,
It's
no.
Republicans too.
Right. Like, I don't give a damn if it was a Democrat legislator or Republican. If you're wrong, you're wrong. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say, oh, well, it's a Democratic state. They must have made great laws. No. You know what I mean? If people made the wrong laws, I don't give a damn what their political affiliation is. You know, I'm not a blind supporter of any man or political party on earth. You know, I'm a individual, and the truth of the matter is politicians in those parties, they work for us, the taxpayers. They should only be making laws that the citizens want made. Who made up the law about a damn tree air freshener hanging? That's probable cause. Like, that's not something that the public agree on.
Yo,
Jay, can I say something? Can I talk?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yo, I'm just tired of these officers killing people. Killing people, and then they smear their names like they had this in the past. They did this. They did this in 8th grade. They cut class. They had weed on them. It's like trying to justify it. It happens way too much.
Well, he was a drug addict.
Who cares if George Floyd was a junkie? Who cares?
If he wasn't running from the police,
like that.
If he wasn't evading arrest, if he wasn't high, then none of this would have happened. If he didn't go to the store,
the man didn't kill him, it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, the police would have never been there in the first place if the store owner didn't call him.
Okay.
He didn't run.
Since when do you deserve to die for these crimes? These are all misdemeanors.
They said Chauvin could have used more force. They said he could have tased him. They said he could have used more force. So it's not excessive force.
More force than death?
They said they could have tased him.
Good. He would still be alive.
That's true.
Ben is in jail right now.
So the jury is wrong. Everybody's wrong but you.
Right, but he said he wouldn't have died. That didn't happen either.
Hey, Birds Nation, I want you to check this out, man. True Justice, Brian Stevenson's fight, man.
Yeah, I've seen it before. I know who they are. Yeah, they're also left leaning.
So you said they what?
They're also left leaning. They're biased.
Oh my God. They don't say nothing about who he votes for or his party. You need to get that left-right ideology out of your mind, man.
I'm just telling you who they side with.
How do you know who he sides with? I just watched this again today. It doesn't say who he votes for or his political affiliations at all. He probably a Republican, to be honest with you. He a damn lawyer. He went to Harvard. I mean, why would you think that he's left-leaning? He's talking about the truth. I would think, if anything, he was probably a Republican. I wouldn't be surprised. But you know what? I don't give a damn. That doesn't have anything to do with anything, man. That is a cult thinking that everybody is either left or right. You don't agree with me, you're left. You're left-leaning. Oh, you agree with me, you're right. You're not right.
Who cares?
You're not wrong or left. A lot of people are not thinking like that. I think that's
everybody's not political. Everybody's not political.
Everybody is not political. and everybody is not influenced by politics.
But
You know what I mean? This
obviously
dude is a
is.
lawyer and he's working, he doesn't make a lot of money, and he's working with people on death row who were wrongfully convicted of crimes they didn't commit. And that's left leaning.
so this dude, you said it's called what? True Crimes?
I got it on the screen. True Justice. Brian Stevenson's fight.
True Coons.
See, this little nigga keep talking out the side of his neck.
Shut up, boy. Shut up, boy.
All right, let's chill for
Nigga, you don't want no smoke with me, boy.
all right, let's calm that down, y'all. I'm about to get ready to wrap this up anyway. So it's already about to be 2 hours, so I was about to wrap it up anyway. Y'all actually helped me remind me that this is about time to wrap it up. I ain't trying to block or do that, but I ain't trying to have everybody get upset and ready like they go on internet box. Unless y'all want to get something going that I can get a pay-per-view going and we can see, is it going to be the left or the right? Who's going to win?
I'm not the left or the right.
It's all about marketing. Anyway, all right. So let me turn this off, man. To wrap this up, I'm gonna say, man, that everybody should have more of an open mind and look at more information, even if you so-called don't agree with it. Just like how you said that he was holding the gun. I didn't just say no, or whatever. I looked it up. Google brought the information. So you can't say when information don't agree with you, Google is wrong. I didn't say that when I pulled it up. I looked at it and said, oh, okay. I didn't know that, but I read the whole thing. You can't have that type of mentality because that's closed mind mentality that if it does justify what I already agree with, it's right. But if it pulls up something I don't know or don't agree with, it's wrong. If that was how I was so-called left, when you said that he had a gun and then I Googled it and it said that he did have a warrant for a gun, I didn't say, man, this ain't right. Let me look for a new article.
No.
That's not how a person, thinks. You gotta be able to understand and accept sometimes your view or your information may not be correct. In that case, my information wasn't correct. I didn't get mad or deny it. I'm gonna learn from it, and then I'm gonna rethink my thoughts on the situation. All I'm saying is everybody should do that same type of thing. If you do it already, great. If you don't, you should try to do it more. If you find something that contradicts what you already thought or believe, maybe you should rethink what you thought or believe. Look at more sources of information and don't just categorize stuff as this or that. We can't put everybody into little boxes. You can't say this dude is, I'm going to get to you, Slim, before we go. Hold on. You can't say this dude is left leaning, but it says nothing about his political affiliations. And like Slim was saying, everybody is not so political.
Can I say something?
Go ahead, Slim.
Or
I'm gonna let all y'all get a last word before we go.
I'm not trying to argue with Big Dog. I'm not trying to argue with you, bro. I'm not. I have it's like a one question. So do you think that Rodney King and Emmett Till deserved what they got?
Rodney King, that was excessive force, but he took him on a high-speed chase while he was drunk, and they beat him up bad. But that doesn't give you the right to start burning stuff down and rioting. That doesn't solve anything.
Now, I was just asking about Rodney King. I don't care about everybody else. I'm asking, did he deserve what he got?
Right.
It was excessive, but if he hadn't ran from the police,
you just said no.
Simple answer is no.
Okay. What about Emmett Till?
What about Emmett Till? What's on that white bitches?
That's not true, though. That's not the whole story about what happened with Emmett Till.
But he got what he got, and they got off free.
But the one thing about Emmett Till I will separate is that the police didn't do that.
No.
So the difference with
criminals, they got off.
That's true, and that's not good. Don't get me wrong, but the difference is police doing
Yeah,
it.
it's a different
You're supposed to
situation.
serve and protect, and you're supposed to have laws and a code to live by. Criminals and thugs is not the same. That's why it's stupid when people say, well, y'all talk about police, y'all don't talk about all them people that got shot in Chicago. They're criminals.
All
They
I'm
are
saying is,
criminals.
But
So,
still,
like,
we
police
kill each other way more than
can
the
be
cops do.
criminals and thugs too, because they truly are. They
that's
are.
true,
Who's
but
that?
they
Who?
are in a uniform and they supposed to be doing a job that
And
taxpayers.
there's criminals and thugs, and they fucking killing people,
It's a gang.
and they
That's
get away
true.
with it.
And so
That's
is the
it.
black community because we kill each other more than
It has
anybody.
nothing to do with this.
No, it's
Bird, that point is
they're criminal.
that's a point that people made, but people who live in their own community always kill each other more. So
But
that's
not
not
at this
just a
That's
rate.
black
true.
And they
thing.
Not
go
at
to
this
jail
White
rate.
people
for it.
kill
Not
each
They
at,
other
go to
not
jail
more.
per
for it.
capita.
Hispanic
Not
people kill
like
each other
this.
more. Black people kill like
Can you show me a white Chicago?
no,
A
it
white
does
neighborhood with
But
300
that's a
murders a
totally
year?
white
different
people
thing. That's an
kill each
Officer
other
Tatum
as much
point.
as black people kill each other.
Yeah,
They go
the
to jail
reason why
for it.
the black community have that problem is because the black community is more impoverished than the white
It
community.
has nothing to do
Schools
with
are bad. The
poverty. It has
economic
everything to do with
opportunities are
culture.
taken away on purpose. Jim Crow did exist for almost 100
Facts.
years. It was
Facts.
redlining to keep people from having wealth with property. Okay, it
But
was
who wrote the
legal
Jim
and
Crow
law. You
laws?
couldn't move in
Meticulously
neighborhoods no
done.
matter how much
But
money you had.
And
It was
Bird,
done on purpose.
and
but who
Bird,
wrote the Jim
Bird,
Crow laws?
there's
The
been
white
plenty of
people in
research.
power.
Yes.
Bird,
It don't
look,
matter if they
listen,
Democrats or
What's
Republicans.
it
Who
say?
gives a damn?
Ask these guys, have they
They were
Bird,
racist.
there's been plenty of research that shows that communities that have lack of resources are always end up with higher crime rates towards
Yes.
each other because they fight over what little resources are in the neighborhood.
Yes.
So you can't say, "Oh, we kill each other more." It's like that happens in
Mhm.
every neighborhood
Hold on,
that's
everybody. Hold
impoverished.
on.
We're all
Yes.
fighting for
Mike
scraps.
is right.
You can go to a white poor neighborhood and won't see 300 murders a year.
Well,
And they kill each other
very
too.
few
They
white
kill each
poor
other.
neighborhoods like that. First
There's
of
more,
all,
there's more poor white people in this country than there is black because there's more
yeah,
of them.
but it's spread
Number
out.
wise, but percentage wise,
Right.
black people are more impoverished than white people.
Exactly.
Per
And they
capita,
put it
we
to
kill
inner
each other more
cities
than any other
with a
neighborhood.
lack of resources more than
It
it
has
is
nothing to
spread
do
out.
with that. It's all about culture.
Okay. So that's the
Jay.
same thing Officer Tatum say that black people are just more violent people, period.
It's a culture.
Jay,
not
It's a
true.
problem we have with
That's
culture.
Of
not
course
true.
that's not true. I'm just
Jay,
saying
if
that's
I
the type of stuff Officer Tatum say. Go
Jay,
ahead.
if I drop the Hulk Hogan leg on your neck and smother you with the $1 million dream, am I going to prison? It's black
Yo,
on
this,
black crime, right?
yo, this boy
Will I
sounds
go to
stupid.
jail? It's on camera,
Yeah.
right? Will I go to
Right.
jail? Okay.
Yeah.
Yo, this
All
boy
right.
stupid.
That's it. Black on without a trial. If I go to trial, they'll double my years. If you black on black crime, people pay for it. Okay. So don't tell me it's the same thing. It's not.
It's worse. I'm more likely to get killed by somebody who looks like me than a police officer.
Oh, I don't believe that. I don't believe that at
And yeah,
all.
this is one thing
That's
I want
because
to
you was
say
the grimy
before we get out of here.
motherfucker. That's why. Stealing people's shit. That's what
Yo,
happened.
you so pro black yet
All
you're
right,
married to
man.
a
Come
white
on,
woman. Yo.
Slim.
Yo,
You're married
yeah,
to a
come
white
on, guys.
woman.
We're trying to have a conversation here. There's no need
Yo,
for
Yeah.
how
name
can you be
calling.
pro black
But
when
here's
you
one
married to a white
thing I
woman?
want to say about. Come on, man. Like that
Go
has
ahead.
nothing to do with anything. But look,
Go
listen.
ahead. Say it because we about to wrap
We
this up.
need to look. We need to look.
Yeah.
We need to look at each like case individually because the media has tend to play on our emotions on certain things. So we should be mindful every time we hear a story come out to do our research, look at the facts. Because let's be honest, the media nowadays they are a rating based company, so they're gonna put the most salacious thing on the news to get clicks. So with each situation, we need to do our research and try to take like you could get emotional. There's nothing wrong with emotion, but please don't let that fuel whatever argument you are trying to make without doing the proper research first.
I agree, man. And we all got phones, man, so you can do it. And even when you listen to independent people, Birds left. I was about to give him another last word before you go, but even if you all listen to independent people like Tim Pool or whatever, you got to keep in mind he trying to get followers and grow a fan base and say stuff as well. So you got to take all of that with a grain of salt. And he says a lot of sensationalized stuff to try to keep his audience engaged. And if you already believe in that stuff, it'll keep you going. So you got to be careful, man. And don't categorize everybody as this or that. A lot of people that you may be saying is left or whatever or right, they probably don't even vote. So anyway, I appreciate everybody for coming through. That was an interesting talk.
I tried.
Slim.
That's funny. I tried telling him earlier that there is people out there that believe that Derek Chauvin overdosed, and he's like, "No, they don't." We all watched the video. I'm like, "Yes, there is people who believe that he overdosed, that he wasn't killed by the cop."
The cop killed him.
It was perfect timing that you had to show.
The cop killed him.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. That's how the jury's seen it. That's how most of this world seen it. I don't care what you got. A couple flea bags that think otherwise, and they're entitled to their opinion. But you can't.
He Oni.
Yeah.
Yes.
He
got put out in $1 Million Dream.
Perfect wording. No need.
Right.
I mean, come on, bro.
O-need.
Like, what kind of sick shit is that? And then you got black folks coming on here talking that crazy nonsense, talking about, oh, the cops deserve to kill him. He was this and that. He was that. Like,
excessive force.
He didn't say that. Just to be fair.
Yeah, he didn't say deserve. He just said that dude was gonna die regardless because
come on,
and he was gonna overdose.
Come on.
Which it has had doctors say that wasn't the case with the autopsy.
I watched the whole thing. If George Floyd never had an encounter with the police, he would still, maybe with his big ass heart and his drug addiction, he'd probably still be here today.
I mean, he did just have COVID and survive.
Yeah.
I mean,
But,
so
I guess that, like you said, he OD'd. So too much of that blue knee on his neck took him up out of here, man. And it's ridiculous for anybody to try to justify and try to say that it wasn't that. They almost like, it's like, oh, wow. I feel so sorry for, like, if you can't get a conviction with that proof and that many witnesses, then there is no hope in this country for us at all.
That's true. I agree with that.
At will.
I want to know why it takes 2
You might as well just hang us from trees again.
Sentence him. I want to
Yeah,
know why it takes 8
2
weeks
months
to
is a
sentence
long time.
somebody to jail.
Yeah, so we ain't all the way there yet with this case. Like Chris P say, small victory has occurred.
I think he's going to kill himself.
We'll see. Yeah. Well,
I think he's going to go Aaron Hernandez. I think he's going Aaron Hernandez's way out of jail.
yeah.
He's a coward.
Hey, I appreciate your support, Bird, man. And I agree to disagree with you. And let's try not to have the name calling. I know people say don't talk about politics and religion. People get heated. And I get it, but we gotta just, bring it on down, because when people start name calling, yelling, then they stop listening to the facts and and they don't want to hear nothing, and then they get combative, and then it's not gonna help bring either side around. So we want to help.
Like my picture.
And
that's all.
Black people and brown people, we are not. And black people and brown people, we are not a monolith. We don't have to believe the same shit. We all have different opinions, but as long as we can have discord without like name calling and disrespect, because we're never gonna move forward if we're just yelling at each other, screaming, name calling. That nothing's ever gonna get done if we can't have proper discourse.
I agree. And the same for everybody. White people, everybody. All white people ain't racist or evil or this or that. So I don't like to always say, well, white people did this or that. A lot of times that's who's in power. And so, black folks normally say that just out of, convenience, without knowing the name, but it's racist people. And it's some people that are black that have the same views. So I'd rather say racist people or confused people, because they could believe in things that maybe they shouldn't.
I don't think Derek Chauvin was a racist thing. I don't think it was a racist thing. Even though people were trying to make it that, I don't think it was a racist thing. I think it was a power thing.
I think it was
a power thing. I think he did not want to give in to the crowd and get off of his neck. I don't
I
think it had
think that
anything
was
to do
it,
with
too.
race. If that was a white
I
guy,
think
he
it
would do
was
the
a
same
little
thing.
race
I
because
think
he
it was
wouldn't have did
personal
that
because
to a
he
white
knew the
guy
guy.
though. Yeah,
What
I
was
don't
that,
think
Jay?
he would have did
No,
that
I
to
think
a
it was
white guy.
personal because he knew the guy. He
I
knew
think it
him.
was personal too. I think at first was personal, then it was power, then it was race.
Okay.
You know, if it was a white guy that he worked with that was getting the women, he wouldn't have did that if he had the fake 20. He would have been like, man, what you doing with this type shit? Threw it away or told him, get your ass out of here or wrote him a ticket. But it was
Yeah.
a black guy and he had a relationship with a white woman and the white women liked him at the club and he was jealous. Then the crowd wouldn't have been there if he wasn't black, because if it was a white dude, he wouldn't have did that to him.
That's a
And
fact.
then, yeah, the power came in is that they trying to tell him what to do.
Get off. Yep.
Right. And he like, man, screw y'all. I do what the hell I'm the cop. I'm the one that runs this. Y'all don't run nothing. I'm going to do whatever the hell I want to do, and y'all can't do nothing
I'm
about
in
it.
charge. That's
Yeah.
what he was like.
I think so, too. So, anyway, let's get ready to wrap this up. I
All right,
appreciate
man.
everybody for coming through. Mike,
I'm sorry,
Bert,
man. I
I
didn't really
appreciate
feel
Jay.
it, dog. But that
hey,
dude
I
was
know
pissing
you
me
mean
off
well, man. You just got a little heated, too heated, but it's all right,
a
man.
little bit.
It's
But
all
he
right.
started with me. I didn't come at him like that.
Well, we know what Steven meant, so it's all good.
Yeah, it was subliminal. It was a subliminal shot.
Slim, you came in. Slim, you came pretty hot, man. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that then. I apologize. What was his name?
Birds Nation.
Birds Nation. I apologize if I came at you the wrong way. My fault. I mean, it was a subliminal. I was trying to be funny.
I get it. But, you know, some people can be more sensitive to it, so.
Yeah. I mean, I was only saying you were Steven. You sound like him.
And he takes this case very personal.
All right, Jay.
Well, with that,
man.
yeah, y'all, I appreciate y'all for coming through, everybody. And I see y'all, my members, I see y'all tomorrow. And everybody else, I see y'all Friday. So y'all take it easy. Peace. And I'm up out of here.
Yeah, peace. Yeah, man.